Hi everybody, welcome back to Sweden. So today we're just going to be dealing with the aftermath of the large revolts we put down in the last episode. I have about 9 prisoners in my dungeon, all with titles to revoke. But before I do that, I'm going to deal with Chief Eric the Heathen, formerly High Chief, formerly Prince. He's caused a lot of problems. We've been able to use him to kind of foment rebellion and get ourselves in the position we are now. But he served his purpose. I don't want him stirring up any more trouble in the newly reformed Sweden. So I'm just going to banish him. It will cost me 20 opinion amongst my vassals because it's seen as tyrannical. But I'm going to get 162 gold and I'm going to get rid of Chief Eric. So everybody say goodbye to Eric the Heathen. Okay, and he has fled to Bergenhus, which I believe is in Norway. Yeah, that's just here. And so yeah, no longer in my court. I have his title and his money. So I have quite a few prisoners here that I'm not going to be able to ransom. So by releasing them, I will be able to repair the damage to my opinion that I've just taken. So meanwhile, it's revoking titles and releasing people from prison. I don't mind releasing them. Once I've taken away the title, they're not going to be in a position to pose any kind of threat whatsoever. So even though they hate me, it's fine. I can live with that. It would be nice to ransom some of them. I can't lie. It would be nice to get a bit of gold. Okay, I've just noticed I do have the option of executing some of them without incurring a piety penalty because they are a member of a tribe, but I'm not going to be doing that. I want to get the bonuses to my vassal relations. Olaf. Ah, this is Duchess Dragonhild. She doesn't have a title. She was imprisoned simply because I don't want her husband having any children. But for some reason it seems to have happened. What's going on here? So this was Duke Sven. We wanted his duchy. He was married to Ragnhild, who I imprisoned. Yet somehow he's managed to have a child with Mare, who I believe was my... Oh no, wrong Mare, sorry. Not Countess Mare of Finland. It's just a low-born woman. Okay, so the original plan to imprison her and stop him having any heirs has failed. So I may as well just ransom her out. Okay, for some reason Duke Sven doesn't actually seem to like her very much anymore, so he's not willing to pay a ransom. That's interesting. Well, okay, I'll leave it there for now. Okay, and that deals with all the revoking we need to do. So I'm now well over my domain limits. I hold 14 territories and I have a maximum of 6. So I'm going to be giving away all of Lapland here to my son Eric. He's my heir, and if you notice, he's managed to have an actual grandson. So for the time being, the lineage is secure. So what I'm going to do is give him pretty much everything that's in the kind of Lapland region. What's it called? Norland region. actual counties were. Okay, that's the bottom. Give him Lapland. Give him Metalpad. And we can give him Hastland, or this place here. We can create the Duchy of Norland, but I'll leave that for him to create. The reason I'm giving him so many titles is because as he's my heir, the more titles he owns, the more prestige he's going to get. And when it comes time for him to inherit, the more prestige he has, the better relations with the new vassals he will have. So it should lead to a smoother transition. So, yes, we have Oland, so I'm going to give that to my other son. It's nice to keep it all in the family. And that leaves me with 3 territories. I'm not sure which ones we are. Gestrikland, Ireland, and Westmoreland. Okay, I'm going to select some random people from my court to give these titles to. So, who do we have? Okay, Nicholas here is humble and content, so he'll make a very good vassal. So what I shall do is give him Oosterbotten. And I'll probably give him some more from the Finland region and aim to make him the Duke. So let's try giving him to Vestas. And I'll hold on to the rest for now. And what do we see here? We have Kettle, Trusting, Craven. Okay, he's not an ideal vassal, but if he were to cause any trouble and rise up, he shouldn't be too difficult to defeat. So I'll let him choose his own wife, and I'll just give him Ireland here. Okay, so that brings us back within the domain limit. I would like to appoint Gustav as my marshal, but he's of a different religion. He's Norse, so if I can get him to convert, yes I can, I will do so, and then make him my marshal. So, now that's all out of the way, I need to decide what to do next. I've mentioned before that my king's getting old, and he's incapable, so it probably wouldn't be too smart to start declaring any more wars, which is what I said last time, and we gained some territory. But realistically, I'm not going to have too many troublesome vassals for when my heir inherits. So I'll just get rid of all these because you know what they are. So if I do declare war and Stengild dies, the transition shouldn't be too messy because I'm going to have a heir in a strong position and he won't have many vassals that are in a position to challenge him. Okay, so Gustav has converted and he shall train troops in the capital. So having said that, I am not opposed to starting another war. I do want to snap up these regions as quickly as possible before Norway comes in and takes them. Poland and the HRE, Denmark especially, are known to head towards Estonia, and I do want them all forming Finland. So that could be a nice place to start. I do have truces with quite a few heathens up here, so let's just see what I actually have. What options I have available to me. 5-year truce in here. I can't believe I missed taking that place earlier. Okay, we can declare war on Kvens here, which would join up our 2 kingdoms nicely. But he is currently under attack from this guy here, I think. Yeah, Chief, yes. But the war is going in his favour, so he won't be losing control of the region mid-war or anything like that. Okay, this is interesting. We have 3 provinces here that we can take. We can declare Holy War Confens and Holy War for Kolasani. There is something I'm not entirely sure about. I don't think Holy Wars end if the instigator dies, but I'm not 100% sure. So this could be a bit embarrassing if I start 2 wars and can't actually complete them. But okay, that will be the plan for now. I'm going to wait a few months just to let my levies recover, and afterwards what I'm going to do is declare 2 wars and try and take this northern part of Finland and Karelia here. We have the option of holding a grand tournament, which would mean wonders for my vassal opinions, but I don't really have any sort of troublesome vassals right now, so I'm going to save the gold. I'm not sure if I've built any buildings yet. Okay, I'll build a castle village. And Count Bjorn wants to educate my son. Ah, this is my heir, isn't it? So oh no, he's not my heir, what am I saying? County of Lapland. I thought that all went to Sorfka. Do I still hold these? Okay, I'm a bit confused there. Okay. Well, either way, yeah, he'll make a good guardian. And Norway has declared war for Kvens. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to declare my own separate war. Which apparently gets rid of the call to arms. And I'll just focus on that for the time being. So let's raise the armies, get them there as soon as possible because we want to make sure we're in charge of this siege. And let's hope we can beat Norway to Kvens. Okay, that should be enough for now. Reach it first. Excellent. Okay. Okay, unfortunately we haven't been made hostile to Norway due to us both contesting the region. Which is very nice. And we have a revolt in Norway. I'd much rather see revolts happening in England, to be honest, but there we go, it's just the way it is. controlling the siege, so we have access both to our troops and the troops of Norway, so it wouldn't be any kind of problem to actually assault the fort. But given how well the siege is coming, and that it's the only holding we have here, it's not really worth it. Okay, there we go, 100%. Another territory, and this is part of Finland, so I shall give it to my old courtier Nicholas. Okay, Kemi is still being contested, so we'll have to put this guy down first of all. Oh, in fact, he's prepared to surrender already. And we get 20 gold out of that. Nice. Okay, another province. Has that given me a truce with them? No, it hasn't. It occurs to me that Viken is actually part of our de jure kingdom. If we were to declare war on Prince Olaf of Norway, we'd be in a much better position to reclaim Viken. However, that would make us hostile to Norway, and unfortunately Norway are just fielding far too many troops for us to go toe-to-toe with them. So it's unfortunate, but I will have to kind of let that opportunity slide. Okay, where's my chaplain at the moment? Yeah, he's still working on converting gas treatment. And he's the best we have for that job. So this guy only has 400 troops. My vassals are a bit unhappy with the length of time their armies have been raised. Oh good, Västerbotten has converted. Lovely. So you know what, let's just get a bit reckless, shall we? Let's declare another holy war. I do wish there was an easier way of grouping people up and getting them onto boats. So naturally it will be interesting to see just how many other rulers come to the aid of the High Chief Baby, or that guy. Okay, he's going to carry 600 troops, so let's send them out. Oh! Duchess Ragnhild almost managed to escape from custody, but the guards caught her in time. So what do we want to do with her? There isn't really any point in her being in prison anymore, is there? You know, I've been so impressed by her escape attempt, I think I'm just going to outright release her. Enjoy your freedom, you have earned it. Halston died? No, we've lost another son. Oh, Halston. Fortunately, he managed to produce another son to pass his titles along to. But we only have Eric remaining now. Well, not including Ragnvald, who's only 7. I can see there being a lot of matrilineal marriages taking place in this game. So many daughters. Okay, so once this navy reaches here, all our troops will be in the right place. We can pretty much start the sieges already though. I think this army of 1,000 are better off going up to Kemi just to break the siege. Meanwhile, all my boats can turn home. And good, we've had another conversion to Catholicism. Okay, we're not going to catch them in time. Unless we get to use our navy, of course. We don't want to go into that land. So we stop them in their tracks, board the boats, and head out to capture them. Easy. Castle town is complete. Should mean nice things for our income. Okay, and they are now flooding some land. I'll expand my navy, it's expensive to keep running, and it's not needed yet. Yeah, again, just the one holding in each area, so nice and very easy. Stenkill is an absolute hero. Okay, so that's both territories taken, 100% war score. Total victory. So that gives us a nice, much larger kingdom. A domain that's far too large. And it also gives us the great benefit of cutting off Norway from most of these lands. It's going to be harder for them to sort of travel south to take on these territories. It doesn't prevent them, but it does mean we'll have a lot of warning, and we should be able to sneak some troops around like we did for the fight at Kami here. So in the meantime, I need to find somebody to take control of the provinces in Karelia. I don't want to give Niklas Finland because Karelia is a different part, so we don't want him controlling too much territory over here. I'm actually just going to invite a noble to the court and see if we can't give him something. Every other courtier we have is either serving us in our council, or it's already landed. Okay, so paranoid, gluttonous, gregarious, arbitrary. Yeah, it doesn't look like he'll be inspiring much support and fomenting rebellions. So let's find him a suitable wife. Humble, content. She'd be quite nice if she was a bit older. We definitely don't want any ambitious people being brought in. Okay, here we go. Some very nice diplomacy stats. Honest, zealous, just. Lucy from Canterbury. Please come to Sweden. Excellent. Okay, so he's been married. He can now have these areas. And Nicantia Candalax. Or Candalax. That hasn't quite given us enough duchy to form. We need more territory to form that. But yeah, it's not bad. Definitely not bad good progress for a guy who's in bed, incapable, no stats whatsoever, and being looked after by Ingevald. Okay, so how much do I actually need for Finland here? Right, so we own 47%, we need 50%, and basically one more province and we'll be able to form the Kingdom of Finland. Okay, well I'll call this episode for now. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.